Big LEZ'S League, an all rugby league experience.
Hello, welcome back to Big LEZ'S League, an all rugby league experience. I'm your host, Big Les. Make sure if you want to become a part of the Big LEZ'S community, go ahead, you subscribe, you get some comments into the comment section too, rugby league related. Doesn't have to be SuperCoach or fantasy related, can be absolutely anything rugby league. We'll do a podcast on it, we'll do an episode on it, we'll chuck it on the YouTube. Got plenty of content coming out for the rest of the season and going into the off season as well. So make sure you subscribe, become a part of the Big LEZ'S League community. Welcome to the new looking drawing board. Obviously, not on the whiteboard today. Obviously, fully zoomed in. We've got we're just doing a bit of work with the Instagram, with the YouTube as well. A little bit of a rebrand that's going to happen just in terms of mainly the Instagram content, but got a new logo for the drawing board, making it look really snazzy. If you go and look at the Instagram post on Instagram, you can see how snazzy it looks, but just thought that the whiteboard look that we had before for the drawing board, it was just a little bit shit. I'd rather just be fully zoomed in and just talking to you guys like I do for every other video. So, that's just a few changes, obviously, with the drawing board moving forward. And then, obviously, the Instagram, if you go over there, you can see how snazzy the post looks as well over on there. So make sure you go ahead and check it out. The link is in the description below. We're going to be talking, though, a little bit about our trades going into this week for both SuperCoach and NRL Fantasy. We've got some big trades. Obviously, you would have seen it hinted on the Instagram if you are following and coming over from the Instagram. Obviously, a big trade hinted, and it is the one and only, the greatest halfback of this current generation, Nathan Cleary. We're going to be trading him in. Look, obviously, we said it was going to take a little while. Just, looking at the cap, looking at buys over the next few weeks and just some other guys that can come into my teams. I've been able to get him in a little bit early. So Nathan Cleary comes in. And then for SuperCoach, we're going one step further. We're getting in another star as well. We are wasting that spare sort of cap that we do have. We still have plenty of trades going into the rest of the year, but I am very keen on this trade. And I think this trade needed to happen now, especially with the form that this guy's in. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Got plenty of trades to go, but I am very excited to share these trades for SuperCoach. It is going to be a massive trade. It's probably a trade that should have happened last week, but it's happened now, and I'm so excited to show you guys what my plan is moving forward with this team. So, for SuperCoach, in terms of the trades this week, we have gone ahead and traded Dylan Brown. Look, the scoreline's going to go down a little bit for me. I just feel like without Moses in there, just depending on how they structure their team and obviously the draw that they have as well over the next few weeks, it is pretty much all top 8 sides other than the last 2 games. I think there are going to be some big scorelines potentially put on the Parramatta Reels. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure put on Dylan Brown. I just can see him having a few off performances, and I want to get him out now before there's any dramas later on in the season. I just don't think he's going to be pulling up some great scorelines anymore. I think like I need to get him out now. So I've got him out for SuperCoach. I've also got him out for NRL Fantasy. We'll talk about that in a second. Dylan Brown drops out. We are bringing in Nathan Cleary. I think that is a really solid move. Cap-wise, it's perfect because Nathan Cleary on SuperCoach is $744K or thereabouts. So the move works so well, and it does still leave me with a little bit of cap left just in case we want to make some trades over the next few weeks with some other guys, just sort of tweaking this team so we can get the best score towards the back end of the year. Obviously, another trade in this side as well is James Tedesco. James Tedesco comes out of the SuperCoach side. We do bring in Tommy Trbojevic. He's in some sensational form, particularly over the past few weeks. And I really wish that I probably would have brought him in a little bit earlier. We have had some hold weeks. Maybe during those hold weeks, we could have brought him in to really take advantage of some of the big scores that he's been putting up over the past few weeks, particularly last week, had a huge score for Manly. I'm going to take advantage of it right now, though. The scores that he's going to be putting up over the next few weeks are really nice. Draw some hard games in there, but I think with these hard games, he's going to take advantage of those and have some big performances as well. So Tom Trbojevic, he comes into my SuperCoach side as well. So Tedesco and Brown out with Nathan Cleary and Tom Trbojevic in. Beautiful trades, works well with the cap. I've come in just at the right time. As I said, right time could have been last week, but I feel like I've just come in the right time when the cap is perfect for me to make that transition as well. Leaves me with about 24K spare, which isn't the best, but it is better than nothing. So I will take that as well. It's just a perfect move, and I think it works so well with my side going into this week. As for NRL Fantasy, we have traded out Dylan Brown. As I said, we have brought in Nathan Cleary. Same trade as SuperCoach. That first trade there, Dylan Brown and Nathan Cleary. We've actually made 3 trades here. We've traded out Will Price, and we've also traded out Josh Kerr as well, who I just needed to get out of the team, needed to get someone that was a little bit better, that was going to get me some more points. Well, we've certainly done that here. We've got Casey McLean, who I think over the next few weeks could be staying in that center spot. He's just going to either be there or sit in my reserves. We've got Kale Iro, Jacob Kiraz, and, Jack Whiten as well as my centers at the moment. So we've got plenty of depth in that center position. If he doesn't end up playing, he can just sit in my reserves and come in when he does play. Obviously, when Penrith do rest a few players towards the back end of the year. So I am bringing in Casey McLean into this side. I'm also going to go ahead and bring in, just trying to remember off the top of my head who the back rower is that I brought in. Let me have a look at fantasy or on the drawing board post. Give me 2 seconds. We just had it up. Can't believe I've just forgot it off the top of my head. But we did bring in Jack Howarth, who I think is a sensational buy right now. It looks like he'd be playing in the centres for the next few weeks next to Grant Anderson. Anderson's obviously going to be out with a knee injury. That's going to be at least 4 weeks, I think it is. So if you have Grant Anderson, trade him out. But on that left side, regardless of who he is with, I just feel like he's so dangerous. He can offer so much. He's a great ball player. I feel like it's his time. I think he's going to lock down that spot too. Plenty of rumours, as we said last week, that Remus Smith will go to the Roosters. So I think that he might lock down that centre spot there on the left-hand side, Jack Howarth. So I'd be keeping him in or bringing him in this week, Jack Howarth, if you haven't already. We have been so high on Jack Howarth for fantasy for so long because we just thought on the big contract that he's on at the moment at the Melbourne Storm, he'd be debuting a lot sooner. But Craig Bellamy's really taken his time with him. He comes in now. He's ready to go. And we've seen that over the past 2 weeks. He is a talent. And I think it is the right time to bring him in. As I said, I think he locks down that left centre spot going into the rest of the year. Remus Smith, I think, will stay in reserve grade, unfortunately, with the Bears, and then maybe go to the Roosters next season if the rumours are correct there. So, look, I think that you have to pounce on Howarth. I think that Casey McLean's got a lot of value behind him. I think he's 288K, and he has been killing it for the Panthers over the past 2 weeks that he's been in the side, or the 2 games that he has played in this side. As I said, Alamote, broken forearm. I think that Casey McLean will take that left centre spot over the next few weeks. I think that Tungo and Taruva will be on the right side with To'o and Casey McLean there on the left. I think that's how that Penrith lineup going into the rest of the year. And it's huge for Casey McLean as well. He is, only very young. I think 18, 19 years of age. He went through Harold Matthews, skipped SG Ball to go straight to Flegg, and then he's making, his Origin under-19s debut, which was absolutely unbelievable. Then he also made his debut for Penrith, which was outstanding as well in this game that he played on the weekend against the Dolphins. For him to handle himself that well in contact, it is just absolutely unbelievable for his age. For him to handle himself that well in contact and to, be able to move the way he does, to get that 7 tackle bust that he did as well, especially with the journey that he's been on over the past few weeks. I think it is absolutely outstanding. And as I said, wouldn't be surprised if he is in there with Paul Alamotti out over the next few weeks. Those are the changes I'm making, though, for SuperCoach and NRL Fantasy. Make sure, if you haven't already, to go ahead and subscribe, become a part of the big LEZ'S League community. And we'll see you guys in the next one.